Hello and welcome. Today we're taking an in-depth look at this 2025 Acura MDX A-Spec package. This MDX comes in platinum white pearl and it has a red Milano leather interior. Before I go further, I want to say thank you to Duval Acura for allowing me to film here today. Check out their website, duvalacura.com, or come to their location and purpose at 11225 Beach Boulevard in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, back to the MDX. I really like this white color. I'm generally not a huge fan of white cars, but it fits on the MDX. Especially with the black accents that the A-Spec package gives it. I really like how aggressive this front end looks. While we're talking about the outside and front end here, you see you've got your parking sensors along the front. You also have rear parking sensors. But it also has front pedestrian detection. And it also has rear cross traffic alert. And then it has the normal stuff like blind spot monitoring as well as lane keep assist. Now, a cool thing I noticed about this MDX is when you lock it, these elegant black mirrors you see fold in. A really nice A-Spec badge there. I want to talk about these wheels for a second also. So these, I believe, are Acura's shark gray wheels, which I think look amazing on this car. 20-inch. It sits on performance tires.
So this is a base.
Now, because it's an A-Spec, it doesn't have the quad exhaust that the Type S has, but these dual exhaust tips still look very good in my opinion. This is the SH all-wheel drive. I believe all the A-Specs are. So that's SH stands for super handling all-wheel drive. That's Acura's system of balancing out the power between the four wheels, which is a really cool idea. Got this nice black strip down the side here. And personally, I like this little strip that comes out there. Now, one of the features of the A-Spec, as you can see on the key, is the engine hold, which is the remote start. I believe if I gotta hold it down for a relatively long period of time, but it starts up. There's a nice startup sound, as you could hear. So that's a nice feature if you need to warm up the car on a cold day. Now, the flip side of that, if you need to cool off the car on a hot day, you press unlock once, twice, and hold on the second, all the windows roll down, including the sunroof opens. Now, to roll them back up, well, as you see, the sunroof, if I do it again, the sunroof will finish opening up because I had let go of it early. However, to roll the windows back up, you have to get in the car and roll them up yourself. But before we do that, let's give you one last look at the exterior here. I really do stand by what I say when I say this is a very good looking SUV. With a lot of SUVs now looking the same, with the SUVs being one of the largest markets, I think Acura did a good job of making it look unique. And as you just noticed, this has the walk away feature. So as I'm walking away from the vehicle, it senses that the key came with me, so the car locked itself. And you see the mirrors folded in. So, I guess this is a good time to demonstrate that this car also has keyless entry. So if I put the key in my pocket, walk up to the door, it senses my hand behind it, voila, it's unlocked. Now if I want to lock the car, I just tap that there and it locks. So, looking at this very, very nice red interior, like I said, it's got the Milano leather. Also has these Alcantara suede inserts, or simulation suede anyway. I don't know if it's real suede. But sitting down in here, gives you a nice intro song. And starting it up, you got your start stop button here. Put your foot on the brake. Very nice. So, this little storage cubby functions just fine to set your keys down into, which is just what I'll do. Go ahead and roll all the windows back up. They're all one touch, as you just saw. There's me. Anyway, and that is one touch as well. All right, the interior of the 2025 MDX. One of the biggest changes you notice when you first step in here is that it's a touchscreen now. It's no longer the trackpad that was in the middle. I personally liked the trackpad because once you got to know how it worked, you could figure out, okay, this is how I use it. Okay, but many people didn't like it. You know, it wasn't easy to figure out how to use, especially if it's your first time being in one of these vehicles. So Acura listened to their customers and they brought back the touchscreen, which works great, might I add. I will come back to the touchscreen and its functions a little later in the video, but first I want to talk about the door panel. Usually, you know, you think about door panel, you don't think anything special, but when you look at this one, I think it is designed very well. I like the way that the red leather stretches across and has the black stitching in it. You do have a 16 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system. I'm sorry, a 19 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system, which sounds immaculate. I'll give you a listen later on. You got your cup holder, a little storage down there. You have a trunk opener right there. You got your memory seating, window controls, your window lockout. You got your door locks and mirror controls, and this button will fold your mirrors in. It's probably the 17th time we folded these mirrors on this car in this video, but that's okay. I like this silver accenting and the piano black, as long as you don't touch it. That's another thing I appreciate, is it's not really in any places that you're going to be touching a lot, except for the climate controls. You'll be touching those. That's but in general, like around the air vents, around this area, this piano black isn't going to get touched much, and it's not going to get fingerprints on it, which is wonderful. Looking over here though, you do have an air vent right there. You can open it up using this slider. You do have a dead button here, but this right here is your brightness. So if I press the little plus, it'll brighten the gauge cluster. The minus will dim it. And then beeps at you when you get all the way there. This is a shortcut to your safety systems in here. So you got your safety support. You can see all your different safety controls. Then you have your traction control off, your parking sensors off, and your parking brake. You have these very nice sport pedals. I don't know. Oh, I just realized that was super zoomed in. Here is your traction control, your parking sensors off, and your parking brake. Here are your sport pedals, which I think are very nice. I like the way they look. You got your hood release down over here. We'll take a look at the engine later on in the video. And this red carries on underneath, and this is actually leather all up right here, which is very nice, where your knee hits the side. For seat adjustments, these seats are very adjustable, very comfortable. You got backward, forward, you got your seat back, lumbar, and then this will actually do thigh support, which is nice. It'll bring up the very front of the seat. And this will adjust the back, this adjusts the front, which is very, very helpful, very nice. The doors, might I add, also have a very, very solid thunk when they close. Like the way that sounds. Now, looking at the steering wheel itself, I like this steering wheel. It's a nice sports steering wheel. It says A-Spec down here on the bottom. Very comfortable, near effortless to turn the wheel. Awesome. It is very adjustable. You got your power adjusting here, towards me, away, down, up, you know the directions. Yeah, your turn signal stalk. Love the sound of the click. You got your headlight controls here. And your fog light controls here. And then your high beams by pulling towards you. And then over here you have your wiper control, your different intermittent, and then your one time really fast. And then you got your rear wiper. And then you twist it all the way, either way, for the rear wiper fluid, and pull towards you for the front wiper fluid. This is the steering wheel. In case you didn't know what that was, here it is. It turns the car left and right. So, on the back of it, you have these very nice paddle shifters. So what you do, if you put the car in drive, and then you click drive again, it's in sport mode. And you can use the paddle shifters when in sport mode to shift up and down. Put it back in park. You got your horn. Good, strong horn. I like it. And then on either side of the horn, you see you've got an array of buttons. It looks daunting at first, but once you know what they do, it's not terrible. This button here turns the audio on and off. This turns the volume up.
Till you said that my heart to you is worth everything. Don't gotta be somebody when I'm already somebody to you.
So that's your sound system. Very, very good. Like I said, it's the 19 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system. Amazing. Here you have this. You can switch stations using this, and that'll switch through your presets. And you can mute by going all the way down. I don't think there's actually a mute button, so that's my bad. And then again, to turn the system off, you press that button there. Here's your menu button. This allows you to switch through different systems in here, your different sound systems. And then if you see off to the left of that is your tachometer. This car only has 13 miles on it. It's a brand new car. It's 2025, and it's the beginning of 2025, so it's a very new car. You got your engine temperature down below that. You can see what gear you're in, reverse, drive, neutral, and sport. And then when you manually shift. And another cool thing, this little car in the middle, it lights up with your brake lights and your turn signals, which is really cool. You can see your drive modes. So if I shift drive modes, it'll make a really cool So there's snow mode, and the car, there's a really cool graphic in the screen too. There's dynamic mode, or no, comfort mode, normal mode, and sport mode, which gives you the tachometer across the top as well as on the side. So I'm gonna put it back in normal for now. Yeah, off to the right there, you can see another screen it's displaying your map right now, and I'll get to that in a second because first I want to finish these buttons here. This is a back button. This is to get out of this screen, and this is your voice command button. That's that. And a good way, I like the way Acura splits this up. This is for the left side of the screen. This is for the right side of the screen. It's simple as that. It doesn't cross over ever for any reason. It's always this side, and I think that's great. But like I said, over here you can scroll between the map, your oil life, your tire pressure, the SHR wheel drive system. So as you're driving, that'll display how much power is going to what wheel. You got your G meter in case you're trying to like do an acceleration pull in your MDX and see how many G's you're pulling, which sounds like something I would do. Driver attention level, which is nice. It'll keep watch of you and make sure you are staying attentive and not drowsing off while you're driving. Seat belts, it detects that I'm sitting in the seat and will tell you if you're buckled or not. Or really it's for your passengers and if they're buckled. You got a blank screen, your settings, and your safety support. I already showed you the safety support screen. This is the shortcut for that screen. And then you have the settings. Nothing crazy in here. You got your gauge layout. You can adjust that. Advanced. You can make it different if you want. I can make it do that, which looks really nice actually. I like the way that looks. But I'm gonna leave it that way. And yeah, so that's all you got in here, and then your map, which is really cool. I like the map, and you got your trip computer in here. So I was controlling all that using this little stick that goes up, down, left, and right if you're in the little menu screens, and then over here you have all your cruise control, your lane centering, distance, pacing, and cancel. I like the way that's set up. So now we'll shift our attention over to this wonderful new touchscreen I was talking about. It's great. You got your home page here. You can go into your map, look around your map if you want to go exploring, if you want to look all around the world for whatever reason, you can do that. You can go to Hungary. Yeah, so you got your phone. If you want to connect a phone, you can go to the device list, connect a new device. You got your radio here. You can seek between stations, do a scan, you can tune it. And you got all your presets down here. Station list, here's your menu, you can adjust your sound settings. All the good stuff is in here. I don't know what this is. Display artwork when it becomes available. Oh, that's like for this. You can adjust if you want it to pop up with the album cover or not. So yeah, then you got the home button again. You got your Play Store, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Alexa, Google Assistant. You got your vehicle settings in here. This is cool because you can like spin around the car and like whee. It's like a little toy. I don't know. But here you can go through your driver assistance, your driving position setup. That's where you can adjust your memory seating. I'm sorry for the glare. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that right now, but your lighting setup. Here you can adjust, like these are exterior lights. And then, you know, you got your power tailgate set up. Here you can adjust, like here you can reset your meters and the tripometer, and you can adjust the alarm volume. Yeah, door setup, individual settings, all that other setup stuff. And then you got general settings, system settings, display settings. I can turn the brightness up and down. And you can adjust the black level, the contrast. Actually got a lot of customability in there. You got your connection settings, sound settings, all that stuff in there. Camera settings, your security, voice control, all the stuff in there. So you got your profile settings here. Ambient lighting, which is a cool, it can either adjust based off of what drive mode you're in, or you can do it yourself if you always want it to be a specific thing, or you can shift it. It's actually based on like these places, which is cool. Instead of colors, it's based off places, which is interesting. Really cool touch. I've never seen that before. Yeah, Bluetooth audio, trip computer, USB, all this stuff. This is cabin talk. This is interesting. If your kids are being loud in the back seat and you don't want to yell, you can turn that on, talk at a normal volume, and it will amplify your voice through the speakers into the back seat. And then you got your clock. You got a compass. And then you got all apps here. So if you want to scroll through all the apps that this car has, that's the place to do it. And then over on this side, you have a little extra screen. Right now it's displaying what music's playing. You can scroll to a compass, you can scroll to a clock, and you can scroll to I think that's a tripometer. It shows your range and your average fuel economy. And then you have shortcuts to your maps, Google Assistant, Apple CarPlay, and you can add things with that. Moving down, you got your hazard switch. This shows if your passenger airbag is engaged. And then you got your climate controls. I love that this has physical climate controls. I think they're really well laid out. I think they look nice. I'm so happy. It's great. You've got your temperature controls here. I like these big paddles. Very nice. You can turn the system off, set it to auto. You can sync the driver and all the others. You can change where you want the air to blow. You got your fan speed. And you also have heated and cooled seats. And you can set them to do that automatically as well, with passenger as well. You turn the AC off. You can switch to the rear settings. You can lock out the rear settings. And then you got your defrosters and your recirculating air. Here you can turn off your engine stop-start. So if you're at a stoplight, the car will turn itself off. If you don't like that, you can turn it off by pressing that very large button right there. And then you have your brake hold. This is good if you're stopped in a car line, dropping your kid off at school or something. You don't have to keep your foot on the brake the whole time. It will hold the brakes for you. Now, I want to talk about this gear shifter and the dynamic mode selector. This is cool. As I was talking about earlier, it shows the cool animation when you're shifting through. And then you can go into individual mode by pressing it. And when you're in this screen, it gives you a big clock in the corner. And then this button shifter. In general, I personally like a nice regular shifter or a column shifter. Not the like little thing you flick, but like a real like truck shifter. But that wouldn't fit in a car like this. But I have to say, Honda does the push button shifter the best. And if you didn't know, Acura is a luxury branch of Honda, so they have similar parts. This is nice. I can get behind this. You got your park up here. You got reverse. You have a nice backup camera with trajectory lines. That's always good to see. You can adjust the camera angle. It's a good camera. You can make it dark. You can get rid of the lines if you want to. But you also have your neutral, and like I've said before, you have drive, and you can put it in your sport mode. You can put it in double sport mode, I guess, if you have this in sport mode and you click S. Yeah, and then over here you have your USB. It's kind of cool how they pop out of the dash like that. And then you got your little storage here I'm using for the key. You have a volume knob. This also does the same as this stuff. Press it down to turn it on, then you adjust your volume, and this will skip between stations. Got your cup holders, wireless charger, and a very nice center console. With more USBs in it. So, I think it's time to go ahead and take a look at the back seat of this Acura MDX. I think the back seat is nice. I like it. It's comfortable. It's roomy. I'll stop talking about it and let you see for yourself. Might be helpful to unlock the car first. All right, stepping back here, you see you got your nice door panel like the front. You got these nice window shades, nice little hooks at the top too for them. I like this handle, nice handle. Got more of your speakers, window control, nice padded armrest. Got your cup holder down here. Very good, very good. Sitting inside, it's comfortable. I do have lumbar adjustment, or not lumbar, backrest adjustment. I can move it forward and backward. I can recline it. That's the word. Now, I won't say it's the most spacious back seat in the world, but it's certainly not cramped. I have plenty of legroom. Headroom is good. It's cutting it close because of this sunroof, but it is nice. I like it. I forgot to mention, you got your sunglasses holder up here. And then we talked about the controls for the sunroof, but you got your little lights here too, and different door settings for the lights there. And you have speakers in the ceiling, which is really cool. And you got a light right here, your handle. But yeah, like I was saying, this back seat, it's comfortable, it's soft, it's not, well, soft is, it's plush, if you will. You know, it's not hard. You got a little storage mat pocket, and then you have rear AC controls. You got, make it colder, make it warmer. I like 68. And then you got your fan speed. You also can adjust where the air is going. You can turn it on and off, and you can set it to auto. You got your 2 air vents right here. You got your power outlet. You got 2 USBs, and this isn't anything. Now, you can get rid of this middle seat if you don't want it. If you really want captain chairs in your MDX, you can pull this tab and lift it up. In theory. There we go. I'm not going to take it all the way out because I don't really have a place to put it, but you can remove this. It's easier to do when it's folded down, and how you do that is by pulling that tab. And that reveals if you want a center console. So it has the best of all 3 worlds. It can have a center console with cup holders. This can fold up and it can have a middle seat. Or you could just get rid of the middle seat and have captain chairs. So you can really configure it however you want. But I'm going to pull it back up. And I'm going to give you a look at the 3rd row. Now, Acura, Honda does it too with the Pilot. They have probably one of my favorite mechanisms for getting in the 3rd row. You just push the button and the seat pushes itself forward. It's so simple. But you can, as you can see, there's a lot of floor mats back here. But as you pull this back, the 3rd row, it's certainly more cramped than the 2nd. What can you expect? It's not horrible, but it's not great. You know, it's good for someone of my height. I'm about 5'10", and I fit back here okay. Now, I won't fit back here forever. If I get much taller, I'm not going to fit very well. Somebody over 6 feet wouldn't fit the best, in my opinion. Now, maybe they could make themselves squish a little, but I'm already squished at 5'10", so that's just what I'm saying. You've got a nice window. It's a little small, but it works. I mean, usually you'd put little kids back here anyway. You got a cool speaker, though. You got a nice little cup holder. One over here, too. And, like I said, instead of having to fumble with that, although it's still here, just in case the battery of the car is dead, you just push the button, and the seat launches itself forward. Now, I'm going to try my best to get out of here. There we go. And let's talk fuel economy. You got your gas cap right here. Just tap it in. Hey, it's the predecessor of the MDX. Or, well, it's still an MDX, but the old one and the new one. Anyway, this takes premium gasoline, and it has 19 city and 25 highway. It's the EPA rating anyway. And we're gonna walk around to the trunk here. And as you can see, this sticker isn't part of the car. You take it off when you buy it. I'm not gonna take it off, but if you hold your foot under here for about 1 second. Oh, well, I guess I have to. Yeah, I think I have to have the key in my pocket, so I can't do it at the moment, but I can push the button under there. And it's kind of covered by floor mats, but you can see you got decent trunk space. And you got some storage under there. I can't really get to it right now, but it's there. You got these nice little grocery bag hooks if you want shopping and you got to put your bags there. This, I think, if I press this, it gives me a second to walk away before shutting the trunk. I think. Maybe not. Maybe that functions with the key. I wonder, maybe it senses when you've walked away with the key and it'll shut. You'll have to inform me on that. Yeah, you shut it using that button. That button will for sure shut it. Here's another look. I know we've already been back here. Not much more to say, but I do like it. And they carried back the Alcantara suede stuff back here too, which is nice. And a nice glove box too. Good size. Nice power outlet. Alright, so, as promised, it's time to talk about the engine bay. So, we're going to make our way around this motor vehicle. We're going to pop in here and pull the lever under there. So, once you pull this little tab to the left, you're greeted by a 3.5 liter V6 that puts out 290 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it'll carry this MDX from 0 to 60 in 6.4 seconds. Let's give it a listen, shall we? Something I legitimately just now noticed is there's an Acura logo on the back of the screen here. I thought that was quite funny. It's a cool little touch. Do that first. Now, I want to thank everybody who has stayed to this point in the video. Thank you for watching. Again, thank you to Duval Acura for allowing me to film here. And thanks for sticking around and watching this video on the 2025 Acura MDX A-Spec. If you feel so inclined, like and subscribe. If not, that's okay. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.